People under your seat. Asaletai, el profesor, un nouveau famille. Also, the baño, and the source I go already away. Reach the film baño, I don't cry, you go already away. Oh, the film baño, I try as I go already away. Your sister, oh, you ready go, how you wait? The baño, you know, I don't go already away. No man, but I'm here. I go somewhere, go already away. We will figure the control. Oh, how you go, how you wait? Students about your back in second. They are somewhere, they are.
evening to want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Zia, top of the Liberia Public Radio. We want to welcome you this beautiful Sunday evening. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. Taking you on the southeastern side here this evening. Okay, there you have it. There you have it. Thank you so much. Good evening, folks. I'm Alfonso Ziansot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. This is the Sunday's editions of the Examiner. Right here to all of the analysts. The link is out. Let's have a conversation here this evening. To welcome to the show. A lot is ongoing. We are closely monitoring the town hall meeting in Philadelphia been hosted by the Believer administrations and that of the Senator Zoe Emmanuel Panel is live in Philadelphia here this evening as well, monitoring. But here, the conversation continues here in all anger, and of course, you also going to be part. We say thank you and welcome to the show. Introduces the program right here, and of course the guy is going to be in here very shortly, but of course I am your lead host, presenter, anchor of this network. This is a Sunday's editions of the Examiner. The Examiner looks at everything, including ourselves, things that we do in a community. We need to question ourselves, then we question the national government. That is the act of fairness. We say good evening. If this is the first time on this network, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, depending your location. We do a lot of stuff right here. We also engage in community initiative coverage, like coverage of event, convention, graduation, baby showers, whatever it is. Anything possible we can do. We are unlimited. We can reach anywhere, any place, anytime, as long as we have that enough room of time to let us know here. But let's have some quick commercial commitment, and I will be right back, and we'll take time to give recognition to those that are here with us here this evening. Not that you don't have something to do, but for the good of your country, to know what is going on. We will dialogue, we have the conversation, we talk some things that you like, some you will not like. At the end of the day, you will be okay, and the country will be okay. That is just all about it. We have to say a fair balance in a proportional context. We do aware of the polarizations of our society, the community, and in national government, because each and everyone in a business to protect his or her own alligator. Welcome to the show. And very shortly, Alan is going to be here, and we're going to have a conversation. Let's take a quick commercial break, and I will be right back.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events, such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services, and your friends in business. Hello, listeners. This is Mazola, the lover boy. I'd like to invite you to this exciting program. It is called Dancing for Jesus. It is intended to play beautiful, inspirational music to help you turn your life to God. Join me on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our way of showing appreciation to God for the good things He has done for us and continue to do. Don't miss this opportunity. Join Mazola Gizi on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the program Dancing for Jesus. Please be there because I will be here to rock it up for you.
Okay, good evening, welcome. I'm Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We say good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the USA, in Liberia, across the globe. We say thank you for sharing your evening with us here. This is the home of excellent broadcasting, making news fair, balanced, and proportional. Even though there are some folks here who try to reconstruct the crime scene here, but we are here to keep them in check. That's our responsibility. And this is where the independents come in, which of course, that's the word they do not like to hear. But sadly, they will have to. If this is the first time we say it, welcome to the show. This is the lead angle to this network. The guy behind the microphone, I'm Alfonso Zienso, right here from the New England Bureau Desk. More or less the political wing of this here. The other group of people, the Soso Tabata people, they are all choir members of T.T. Thomas, Zion Grove Baptist, AG, Lutheran, Pentecost, the mix of people, just how they mixed the politics, living from one party to another party. That's how they are. But guess what? We will maintain them here. We'll have them to stay here. We are not going to alienate anyone here. Let's welcome folks here, and I'm going to be breaking in the more liberal on this network, who is doing everything possibly he can to liberalize this network and have it sold out for no or nothing, no reason. That's not going to happen. And then sometimes he comes here, wants to create a sort of authoritarian style. I am the bull, I am the bull. You know, that's the African mentality. They like to exalt authority. I am this, you know who I am? That's not going to deter us. They try to create fear in us so that we'll limit and lower our voices. The voices the president wants to hear. All right? And the thing we're going to do, we're not going to do that. We're not going to join part of those choir. When the president does it right, we will say it. When something is falling below the belt, we will say it. But they do not want to hear that. Everything is amen. When you just need to be quiet, let the Holy Ghost flow. They want to be shouting and acting like they are archbishops and reverends and clergymen when they are not. These are the people that are leading the destructions and bad policies of our government. So we're caught them, we're maintain them. We'll not throw them out. No bad bush for a child. So we'll let them to be here, and we have these intellectual conversation. And let them be finding all of the excuses behind, compare or in the past 10, 15 years ago, trying everything possible they can to make their case to kind of like persuade people. It doesn't mean you want to persuade. You have your people that you want to do that. But at the same time, we'll be very tolerant in these national conversations and point out the wrongs and how we can move the country forward. Let me bring in the liberal theater so he can't think I'm leaving him behind. He's boiling within now. The liberal progressive is the host conversation with Samson Todd. He got his fan group here, and they get a code name. They're going to be calling the people to be telling them to come because maybe the same thing that they don't like is against their leaders or whatever it is. The few they own Liberia, but you and I, we all are the rightful owner. No one owns Liberia better than you. We all own that country. The Liberal Progressive, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. So thank you for having us again tonight. And we are here to have conversation about our country.
Okay, to have a conversation about our country. Let's see here. Well, let's welcome Boa. Let's welcome Tua Veronica Wida. Good to have you here. Solomon Gaton, which I hope I'm calling it right. Fidel Comfort is here. Conflant Dia is in the house. Good evening, Conflant. How you doing? Of course, Robert Sierra ST right here from my own ocean state of Rhode Island, Sierra. Good evening, happy Sunday. Moses is here. Solomon Chi is in the house. Joseph is here. Ali Keller, Amos Tay, Richard Gibson. And this is my namesake, Afonso Mendy is here as well. We say good evening. Eddie Yense is here. Francis Roger. Man, the house is in full here. I hope you send a message for your people to come.
Excuse me?
Did you send out some sort of robocall to get your supporters to come? Was that the case or what?
Anyone that comes up on this platform supports the liberal view. There's no two-way street around it.
Good to see you here. The clergyman, Cumber Wilson Shiga, is here. Darius Tobert, Dorita Bate, Moore Woodman is here. We say, what a pack house. Stanley Boss, Stanley Fly is here in the house as well. As we go along, so we try to give recognition to you because we value what you do, your time, your energy. Here is always appreciated. Cynthia Bible. Good evening, good morning, depending on location. Some guys here we know where they are. So if you can just give us a tweet where you watch it from, so that we can just appreciate our community and tell them happy Sunday. Good thing I am here in charge. This guy, the other guy on the other side, who lives in Sacramento, to one of the most liberal states, he sanctioned voices. And I will always call him out here, even though he doesn't like it. His people get upset when I do that. But sad to say, I have to do it because these people, we got to force them to do what is right. This is not an intimidation, but I would just say it. And perhaps you're going to see his talking point, how it's going to look like here this evening. Hopefully, to this Sunday, the Holy Ghost will intervene and we will have a peaceful conversation. I intend not to go into whatever back and forth here this evening, but let's have an honest conversation. The Liberal Progressive, happy Sunday.
Thank you, Mr. So. Happy Sunday to all of the audience that are listening and watching as well. We say welcome on Liberian Public Radio. This is how we do it. We're not here for kumbaya. We are here to discuss serious issues affecting Liberia one way or the other. If things are good, we will say so. If things are bad, we will say so. What we will not allow on this platform is for people to take one side and think that this is how the government runs and this is how the government does stuff. We will speak out and will be truthful, respectful, and responsible.
Okay. Patrick Sule is here. I want to welcome one of my mentors, my own boss, Minister Kai Gerald, author and a award-winning journalist. Multiple roles in society. Good to have you here, Chief, and let's have a conversation. Today is Sunday. Literally, it's almost like a Monday morning in Liberia now. Everybody holding their breath. Every week has its own drama. Every week has its own story. Before the week comes to an end, some sort of thing will unfold and something will happen. Liberal, let's go into your playbook this evening here. What are you hearing this early morning inside Liberia? Oh, you're very good at prediction. I don't know whether you're a soothsayer or whatever it is, but you're very good at predictions. Any prediction for what's going to start this early week in Liberia?
Thank you, Mr. So. There's no prediction except to say what is right and what exactly is happening. By Monday morning, over 1 million plus people will get up in the morning and will go by their own business. There will be nothing but truthfulness. There will be nothing but security under this government. And this government may show that the Liberian people are safe, which is the most important thing. And then everything else will follow. But I want to say thanks to the president with his ability to make sure Liberia is on a safe condition. And we want to thank God for that as well.
When you say safe condition, other free thinker would be there. Yes, safe condition, but there are other things have happening. Do we have the right to have answers to those questions? A lot of things happening to
Mr. So,
what is the level of safety there for us to give pass here?
Mr. So, Liberia is a republic. It's not a banana republic. You got senators, you got representatives, each of them representing their constituencies from different counties or whatever. And so, if you have in Liberia has counties, it is not just a country. So, if you belong to one county to another, you have a representative. And if you feel there's certain thing you need to know about the government and what have you, find out from your representative. Those are people you were able to elect to represent, and those people's views should count as far as you're concerned. But for me to sit here and say, yes, we will answer or what have you, we have the Liberian government has a information ministry, and if there's any issues, what have you, there are channel you have to follow to address your question to the government and what have you. But most importantly, I will advise you if you're listening, you have issue with the government, or for some reason you're not satisfied with certain things. First of all, you contact your representative or you contact your senator and see how best they can resolve that for you. And if not, the resolution is not there. The senator or the representative most likely would tell you, give me some time, let me contact the proper authority, and we will start from there. And that's what they were elected to do, to serve you, to represent your interest.
So then, I did hear you talking about the Ministry of Information, which is the mouthpiece of the government to expand government messages, interpret it, simplify it in the lowest term. They were to go into math class, which we are not. You are a strong supporter of this government. It's no hidden fire. You've been blowing the trumpet here, and you will continue to blow it here. Let's talk about it because the processing of information into this world is very key, is very vital. Because when the people can get the information, they tend to fill in the vacuum. And in filling in the vacuum, this is where the trouble comes in. We saw that happening in the last government of George Weah, the processing of information. There were a lot of good things to date, but they were unable to tell their own story. They were unable to explain to people, lack of political tolerance, all of that factor in. Let's bring it into reality since we are in the cold rescue government, correct? Is that the right name I'm calling?
Of course.
Rescue, okay. Are they rescuing the information to the Liberian people as well?
Mr. So, sometimes it's a little bit becoming monotonous. It's becoming uncomfortable to be here. To this government, this wonderful, this beautiful, beautiful government, as Mr. Trump would say, beautiful government. To compare this government with the past ridiculous government, it is unacceptable. It is unacceptable, Mr. So. But I will tell you this. Yes, I do support the president agenda. I do support President Wakai. I am not member of Unity Party, and I'm not representing the government. They don't know me. I don't know them. I just admire the president, and I support his agenda, and I respect the agenda, and I support whatever it is that he's doing for the Liberian people. But I'm not representing anybody from the government, none on any side. However, as someone who has a political guru on this platform, by the way, as someone who has had many, many, many years of experience in dealing with government and what have you, yes, the past government did not have a structure in place. Specifically, informational structure was not there to be
No,
able to
what I'm
provide.
asking you,
Mr.
no,
So,
no, hold on, hold on.
you
No, I don't.
cannot. We're not gonna start like that. You're gonna have to first of all, I'm the board chair. If you don't know that, so let me throw that right away. I'm the board chair, and therefore you're not just speaking to Samson. You are speaking to the board of the LPR, and so let's get that straight. So let me say this again. Let me just tell you now, okay? So the past government have no informational structure. They do not. First of all, they don't even know what they were doing. Second, they always putting. You know what? I'm not gonna say that anymore because I think I passed that stage. You cannot take that government and try to compare with this government. This government, you have respectable people. This government, you have people who are trusted by the Liberian people. This government goes out and try to secure funding for projects in Liberia. Not funding for themselves. Not funding for building multilateral building for themselves. Not funding any kinds of a stuff. This government fund when they get funding, they put it in purpose. Fund roads, infrastructure of the Republic of Liberia. Make sure Liberians get some space so that at least the suffering can be alleviated, Mr. So. And so this is the government that we like, and this is the government that we support.
I'm not sure you yet to address the question that I asked. I was talking about the processing of information. We will always compare and contrast. It's left with you to explain, but I see you already going off the trail to somersault here, and that I don't want you to do. It's too early in this conversation. I am asking that is this government, the processing of information by this government, authorities, those that are in charge, are they on top of their game? That was a simple question that I asked. I don't know how this building of duplexes and all of that. I mean, I know you're going to pull thing. Part of that is your usual title to deflect and not to answer questions that you feel that it's like a bone in the throat. But again, I'm going to give you the opportunity, and you are at liberty to exhibit that to your viewers, to the listeners, because they are here for us to have these sort of conversations. So my question again, Mr. Toll, is the information sharing process by this government, is it at equilibrium? How are they doing? Let's turn this light off. Forget who watching, who tweeting, who is reacting to what you would say, what you would not say, what are the for or against. Let's undo that right now. Let's just talk honestly about Liberia.
Mr. So, ever since this president came to power, everything that we've been discussing are honesty and transparency. We do not hide ourselves. Unlike Mr. So, you speak about information. You are one of those who very trained in the information process. But this is what I'm going to say to you. I don't want to go back and forth. First of all, let me let you know right now, I'm not on the witness stand for me to tell you, answer the question the way you want it to be answered. I will answer it the way I see fit. Having said that, let me say this to you, Mr. So. The information process in this government, it is 100%. When it comes to you, it comes in factual manner and it's transparent. Now, any government in the Republic of Liberia, not many governments. I mean, people are just people. Sometimes they make mistakes, and if that happens, we will say it. But so far, things I see the president agenda being explained effectively and adequately by the government mouthpiece, as you call it. The president authority and everything else seems to be going on track. And in fact, the rescue train project and its agenda is always been explained by this government. They are not operating in vacuum. This government is not operating from behind the scene. This government is there to say exactly what it is they see, and they will be truthful. And if they are not truthful, we will say so. But for you to come here and try to hold me as I'm on some sort of a witness stand here tonight, as though you're some sort of a justice of the peace or what have you. No, I am not. I speak exactly what is on my mind, and I will say I don't think he wants to stay that long. But it seems that he came here purposely for Bamboo to devour Kola tonight. And I'm ready for him as well. So if you think you're going to call him to bring him out here and try to say Bamboo, I am ready for that. Let's get it
on. That's your guy. So why are you afraid of he coming? That's your guy.
I don't like. I'm coming with a true son of Lofa, and he's coming like no that. This is Liberia color. This is Lofa color. So no. We're not gonna go through that tonight.
This is unbelievable. Okay, Mr. Goya, good to have you here. Happy, belated to you still in your independence celebration?
I'm still enjoying my anniversary with the wifey, and I'm still enjoying Liberia's independence. I don't think my big brother has anything to be afraid of. The rescue train is not a train; it's a locomotive right now. But we're still moving.
What? Oh,
no. This is fire.
It is a locomotive.
Can you?
It is still a projection forward, which is way better than the keke that CDC were riding. You know, if I get no sana, you know me, I get no. I can tell anything.
You can't trust these guys in anything. That's why sometimes you gotta wait until. I hope I'm on my way to Minnesota. I hope that Tabagi. It's still,
no,
let's fix it one time. Because you started off here say EPA people went there to see blah 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 blah, but the anniversary owned by EPA can go there now until after 3 weeks. So
Mr. So, you are a respected member of the intellectual calisthenics, according to Jefferson Koji. You are not a member of the Tabula
Rasa, political buccaneer.
You're not buccaneer. I know that you've studied that Tabaki got messed up at a certain stage. And the messed up stage get accelerated by the political influence of whoever interfering in that. Mr. So has managed to interfere in the Tabagi, my wife Kokia. It got intellectually calisthenics. And there was a tabula rasa, it was.
So you guys always.
And these are the people they say they want to come by 2029.
You guys in the tendency of always coming here to cause provocation.
But on a serious note, it's nice seeing the both of you. My brothers, it's been a very long time. So it is really nice seeing the both of you. We come out here, we joke, but Liberia is no joking matter. So it's wonderful seeing you, my brother, Mr. So, my own pop, Mr. To. It's been a minute. But it's nice seeing you all here.
Happy anniversary to you as well.
What are those beautiful images? I said, they all my man, he really know, he not that they all. You really, when you see it at I tell you, mom cook the top, but then you see the part that the part is already heavy, it's in the sun, in this oven or whatever, in this fridge and stuff like that. Okay, guys, say good to have you again. We said happy belated anniversary to the madam, to the kid. I saw the Lama Queen; she was all into it as well, man. Oh, girl, she's not easy. Okay, today is Sunday. We get this here. They never try to start a fight here, which of course is not a whatever fight it is. I don't know why he always like to pick. I just ask a simple question. But Sensei, let's have a conversation. Let me just bring you in here. How far away? That is ongoing. For every time, every week, people either hold their breath or somebody to do some sort of crazy thing or some kind of news, something just pop up from somewhere. How far are we? How is this train heading? What is the accelerations of this train here in terms of some of the premises and what the government hopes to achieve? Are they getting there gradually?
You're asking me multiple questions. You're asking me to calculate the acceleration of a train. While holding all things constant. Remember when we used to say Charles' law and Boyle's law, the volume of a given mass of gas. I see my buildings here, right, Mr. Todd. We will make constant STP, standard temperature pressure. But we don't have standard temperature pressure. Look, I think one of the mistakes we make in Liberia is that we want to be like everywhere else. In America, there is this 24-hour news cycle. In education, we say that when you are teaching, you do not hold beyond 30 minutes of your teaching time for direct instruction because the mind does not have that capacity to hold on for that time. Yet we come here. Let me lay something out. Funatu Kofa and his group went to jail. We were hoping for them to come and give us their perspective. Their Amanda, a way to. Before they could come out, there was something like cow being rejected, granted, and not rejected and returned. It was the Peter cow. You know, Peter rejected Jesus 3 times. That cow got rejected 3 times. We didn't know what was happening. Before we could get past that, there are 500 things happening. Now we are here. Look, I will say this. We need to slow down. Liberia is not America, it's not Europe, it's not anywhere else. If we don't slow down and address issues as they come up, we do not have the intellectual calisthenics that my uncle are quoting. For us to be able to deal with issues like the West can, we have to adequately deal with the issue of people going to jail for the burning of the Capitol. Whether you hold Funatu accountable or not, we have to deal with that. We have to deal with Miro Bra beating other people there, even though what she was stealing rice, beating people for current billion. We have to deal with that. We just keep jumping. We're doing like the whole thing, Ada, no arrest. Ada, no, Ada. We have to stop that. So when you ask me this question, is I think Liberia will benefit from us slowing down and adequately addressing these issues. Is Mirabra guilty? No. Yes. Let's move on. Is my brother, former Speaker Funatu Kofa guilty? Yes. No. Let's move on. We can't keep jumping, and just promising everything, which is what we seem to be doing. So I think it's a sad state of affairs. I like that Mr. Bwaka and his team, they are moving on with leading and moving Liberia forward. But you can't move forward if you are half addressing issues along the way. We have to deal with the issue of Funatu Kofa and resolve it. We have to deal with the issue of Mirabra and resolve it. We have to deal with every other issue and resolve them. We can't go down to promise things and just leave them halfway done.
Now you are creating a compelling conditions to bring in the liberal, because I'm not sure what a liberal is comfortable with. So to just get that right, if clearly got what you're saying, lack of things not being conclusive, we dig them up, we bring them up, we have a conversation, and it's not been fully concluded. Is that a point you are? Sissy, are you there? Is that a point? Okay, liberal, does he have a point?
No, he doesn't. This president came in as a man with over 40 years of experience in government. This president and his people many of whom I don't agree with most of the time, but they do have the ability to chew gum and walk at the same time. And therefore, this is a government. It is not a social club, and they have different functional units within the government. And each of these functional units have an assignment. And if we're going to say, because function unit A has not been able to achieve whatever goal or whatever issue that comes out, therefore, every other person, every other unit that within this group have to stand still while we try to make sure unit A complete his assignment. That's not how these things work. Yes, I do agree with you in a sense that indeed the government perhaps need to be more focused. And this is some of the things that I've been saying here on my own platform, on my own show as well. The government need to focus and make sure things are done orderly and make sure deliverable are indeed delivered to the people of the Republic of Liberia.
Mr. So, I wish my older brother here, Mr. To, will understand that I am not in opposition to what he's saying. The point I'm making is not that we can't chew gum and walk at the same time. The point I'm making is that we are half chewing gums and spitting them out. And I believe in the ability of President Boakai to deal with these issues. I am, however, concerned that folks that are being dedicated these responsibilities are not completely chewing these gums, right? So for example, Mr. Boakai can go and try to complete projects from past governments. While he's doing that, folks who are in line from dealing with other governments that they have ended the cartoon can handle those issues.
Check your link. Check your email. Sorry, Mr. Goyer. Check your link. I'll send that to everybody, but I can still send it again. Go ahead, Sissy.
So my point here is, Mr. To, you must say we're on the same wavelength. I do think that who's in charge of effectively dealing with the issue of Mary Brown, who are beating people who are stealing current now and saying arrest rule? How do we resolve that? We don't leave it hanging and we can move on. If we leave these things hanging and move on, it almost becomes like the last government that this government replaced. That were breaking ground, that will pass on, just digging hole all over the place and moving on. Right? You have to resolve things. We can't just keep everything hanging. This is not a fault that I'm establishing. It is just a call to ensure that folks are finishing things before they move on to the next piece. But I think Mr. To and I we're on the same wavelength. I'm not arguing anything against me. I'm just saying there's something that has to be done.
All right. I know this sort of coalition who have been put together. I know you guys.
Not coalition, my friend. I'm just saying, if I let trouble.
Mr. So let me say this here. Why I agree with him. I know exactly what he's saying, and I do agree with him all that he stated, that the government why and again, I'm not here to speak for the government. I'm just speaking my mind, what I believe needs to happen and what's supposed to happen, what I believe is happening.
Okay, check your email. I'll send it again. Let's see what I get.
Mr. So, the liberal is on the floor. The board chair is on the floor. And you cannot, because anybody who does not watch their own, who is unable, call themselves an analyst, and they are unable to read their email, they have no reason to be with us here tonight. So you cannot continue to interrupt when I'm speaking, when the board chair is speaking. We can't do that.
You want me to publish the report for the...
No, not yet. I beg you, don't say. He got plenty plenty right now. So I beg you, let me just block my way and we'll move on. I beg you.
You want me to?
No, Mr. So, let me finish my statement, please. Let me forget about the most stuff. Yeah. So, but anyhow, Sissy, like I said, what I do agree with you in that I do agree with you when the government need to when they start something, they came in and said we will do things differently, and I believe one of the things of doing things differently is engage, finish, and move on. You cannot because engage, not finish, and then engage, not finish. That's the past administration trademark, and we want to change that. But my point is, we have, and I'm thinking I'm a liberal. We have to give President Bakar some little latitude in this respect.
Why there should be exception? Why
I'm not saying an exception. We just give him a little bit of latitude.
Why? Convince me.
To give, because here's the thing, and then I'll give it to you as best as I can. Liberians are yet to be on the full page of understanding things that will slow us down or things that will move up. So President Bakar is doing several things at the same time. He's trying to bring Liberia along with him. And there are times Liberians don't get to the point where he is. So he also bringing them at the same time.
What is the reason? No, listen, this is an interactive conversation. When you talk, we do not want to leave people being apprehensive when they leave from this network. You know, that's not a tradition of this network. By the way, let's welcome our own friend and brother, Mr. Erasmus. Is the diaspora committee?
He's a director of diaspora affairs. Can I say something? I know you're asking.
And Abbott, good to have you. Abbott Blatt, one of your followers in your. So yeah, go ahead. I don't want this liberal at 1 second.
No, hold on. I know you want to catch a liberal, but I want to say something that you can catch a liberal, please, if you won't mind. The reason why I stated what I stated about resolving issues and not getting in these 24 hours, 48 hours media saturation of food where we all just all around. When Funati they were coming from prison, we were hoping they'll come and deliver a statement. Next thing we know, Cowan get rejected, it took what our whole thing. Before we know, 500 things, here we are today. Those people have not delivered the speeches they wrote in prison. We're still waiting. So the reason I said this is, for example, had the president resolved adequately the issues that we hope that will be resolved, Steve Zago won't be making the comments that he made the last time. You, my big brother, Mr. Toh, and myself were on LBS. I chastised Councilor Zago for the way that they have recruited people and the way they went through selecting the organization that was supposed to conduct the medical check. And I said it did not follow PUCC guidelines. I said, you as Mr. Zago, as a senator and a lawyer, why would you do that? I chastised his first spokesperson. She could not answer. They brought him. He could not answer. You were aware of that. And Mr. Zago is on record for violating PUCC guidelines. Why hasn't the president already dismissed him instead of suspending him? So now Mr. Zago come out and say that he's owed some alliance because we look like the people, and look like the people say you must hold on and some kind of thing. Had the president already fired him, we'll be having this conversation, right? And so for me, that is the problem that I have. I'm not saying the president is not doing what he's supposed to do. I am saying that the machine is moving way too slower than the president hopefully wants the machine to move. Here's an example. My brother Erasmus Williams is watching. Erasmus Williams is the executive director on diaspora affairs. He comes from Minnesota. He and I headed the OLM in Liberia, in Minnesota. He was my chair. I was his co-chair. We are organizing a diaspora affairs commission. And we have a select group of people that we are leading in this process. It's almost like a susu club of people who don't have any relations or reality to the ground, right? And so when we're asking these questions, it's not that we think that that the president is proceeding badly. We're just saying that the process is already wrong. And so for me, when I point out to the issue of Steve Zago should not be in a place where he will come and make a comment. You should be like Milton Tiaje, who said on a last post that the CDC, they should have been circumcised a long time ago.
Okay, let's welcome the queen of LPRs, the analyst. What's your problem? What's your problem?
I'm not finished yet. Good evening, madam.
Okay, listen. I am the chief moderator. So if I want to welcome people, I have the authority to do that. Okay. Koto Jalabalayan is joining us from the Garden City of New Jersey. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Stacey, Mr. Tone, and Mr. Soul. Good evening, and the people of Liberia. I want to say hi, and good to be here tonight. What happened, Mr. Tone? Am I not invited to this? Tell me. Let me know.
He one of his bad moves. You see that out there, they go out of stock in Sacramento. He didn't get one day one weekend.
Say my own car tilted down in the basement.
So, guys, let's get down to serious business. Liberal, go ahead, but Sissy brought in something which I want to come to. I don't want to.
Go ahead.
No. This is how you like to escape. And your talk. I don't want you at the end of the day say I didn't give you a chance.
So the point is why I do agree with this, especially this last one. And then after he made that point, he brought it home, cleared it to me now that indeed. The government,
wow.
Indeed.
What a night. The Boasians are here. You see, I saw him throwing text. The next thing
about the nashed, according to the last Solicitor General.
Yeah. Go ahead. Moses, good to have you. Welcome. Go ahead, Lebron.
So the point is, the government, on a very serious note, while we agree they can chew gum and walk at the same time, they need to bring some of the issue to finality. You can't let it hang up. And as I said correctly stated, I'm a liberal. I evolve anyway. So now I'm going to talk both sides of my mouth. I'm very capable of that. I have the ability to do such things. Now, Sese stated, if this guy has been dismissed, and if he's making statement and said, Lufa people say I'm gonna hold on. People will say, but what Lufa telling you to hold on for now? You already fired. But because he was suspended, now he comes out and makes some ridiculous statement, forgetting to know that some of us have seen him violating the same rule that he's accusing other people of violating. But because he's now still under suspension, he can come out and tie that suspension issue with, I can't say much. What much can you not say anymore? But I can't talk plenty because my people, Lufa people say I'm going to hold on. And the people around will say, wow, most likely he got a lot. And we, on the other hand, cannot engage him publicly because Lufa people say he must hold on, number one. And secondly, we cannot engage him publicly to say if you think that what you're saying is true, why were you dismissed? We can't say that because we don't know as to whether he's going to be recalled. We don't know whatever reason he's being suspended, if that has been adjudicated. So we can't speak to that. This is how defending CDC was difficult. And I think the president and his people need to bring these things to a conclusion so that the like of the liberal who believe in the president's agenda and who believe in the president will speak freely without being put under the witness stand every night.
So it appears to me as a free thinker, some of the bloodstains of the CDC is gradually moving in with the Unity Party. We're going to come to that. Let me bring
if you're not going to come to it, why you put it in there? Why you put it in there? You just want people to believe that CDC bad behavior is being copied by Unity Party, and we'll say no. You can't just drop it there and say let's move on. No, Unity Party is the party. Forget Unity Party. President Baka will not allow CDC bad behavior to creep into his administration because he fought against it and told them we will not do what you guys have done.
Breakable said and made a thing. Just the thing and move on.
So you're trying to like the whole thing here. Kato, good to have you. Moses, welcome. What a night here tonight. But let's just ask you, I know you met the conversations in full swing, and one of the simplest questions that I asked the Libra, and you had to go to Totown, to Morovia, and eventually the plane touchdown at Sacramento was the information processing. And this last 2 points, you can speak to that about quickly. Sissy mentioned something, and this has to do with somebody like, oh, okay, I'm one of them. And this is one of the reasons we give these sort of loud voices. People feel there are some people, and it will always happen, whether they were in WIA or in President Boyka, some people just feel more or less the president is obligated to them for whatever they did before the president come into power. And so they are above the law. They will say things. They are not toddlers. They are not babies. They will say a thing and they think that, okay, maybe they're from the president quarter. Now you're going to have a critical thinker. Okay, oh, look at this man. He's saying this kind of thing he's saying, right? Why is he saying that? So now the question becomes the follow-up. What will happen next? He said it already. What will be the next phase of it? And this is something that we want to discourage. No one, I don't care. You work for the president. If you campaign, you canvass, whatever it is over. When the president asks you to serve, you have to serve, and not any other thing that you think you want to do it and get away with it. Let me just bring you into this whole thing here. What's your take on it? Koto, are you on a different?
She arranging to pay CDC bill to the last headquarters, so she ain't get on.
Why you gotta do it? Why,
she still won't pay. She raising money. She raising money for the last headquarters.
How you do it? I on a laptop. I'm thinking that is the phone. I'm keep touching it.
Actually, the one responsible to pay CDC bill.
So you at the wrong place you go visit. Never one day that even mistakenly.
So let's look at the information processing.
Mm.
Is it going correct? Is it going right? Or there are some mixed tone? Anybody just get out, they want to say, they speak, they say something, and they think they're going to get away with it because they have ties perhaps with the president, because that's how free thinkers, other critical thinkers are going to be saying that. That is a complete distraction. Why are we? You already talking and you say who the Lofa people? You need to tell all whether that's Sissy telling him or the crown man who is crown/Lofa, whether he's the one that telling him. We need to know all of that.
Yeah, Mr. So thank you very much. And this is where when I hear people, complaining that the government, and they are right. We have three cabinet group that they are working together to make the government, which is the judiciary and the legislature. So when people try to exclude themselves from all of this whole government imposing government, I kind of wonder who they think they are. They are part of the government. And Sissy is right. For me, I agree with him fully. And if part of the government is not functioning well, the other part will not be commended because of the delay on the other side. What would be is that the whole government is not functioning well. But most time people only look at the executive as the government, excluding the judiciary and the legislature. And I find it, hard for people to do that exclusion because they work collaboratively. And I think what we should be doing now is to actually stress on the judiciary, because most of the cases are pending, and as they are pending, people are kind of like, getting weaker, or people are not like getting discouraged because of the delay of the process. And we have to, pressurize them to make sure that most of the cases, cannot be pending for this long. We say government, is inclusive. And if they can't play their part, we would, shift the blame on them. And I think what the executive should be doing that, and which I heard President Barker said before, that their part will be done, but the rest of it has to go to the judiciary, and they have to conclude on that. The president cannot go and pass executive order on case that is in the court.
Oh my God, what
So that's not his function. He's limited to that. So I think we should actually, put pressure on the judiciary to make sure that these cases actually are investigated and they are concluded. Because if they are not concluded, I heard the other day, like Carol was saying, it's only CDC people are there. He fails to know that they have unity partisan also that in the court there. But if the process keep delaying, they will not know how that these people are under investigation. So I think that's my own, contribution to that, to actually pressurize the judiciary to make sure the cases are fast tracked, or to some speed level that at least we can be satisfied, or to be to some level where we can conclude on them.
I'm wondering whether there was a robocall message sent before, because the last 2 days, everybody went by their way. The liberals said it to me, and I would say it, oh, nobody gonna come on. Now we're here tonight, we see everybody here, which is good. Let me bring in Moses. Terry, welcome to the show. Are you using Boost Mobile or Cricket?
Why will you call him Terry instead of Rescue 2?
What?
Mr. So
me, I got a question. Am I part of rescue, or am I get no home? I get vagabond.
You're half of rescue.
You said you get the thing.
1.5 rescue 2.
I get vagabond passing around.
Okay, Moses.
Sir.
Yeah, let's. I will try to shift this question. I will try to shift this, and you are at liberty if you want to carry your way here. Is the president's mandate, the president, is it being respected here? And I want to come more into that, because sometimes the president will give mandates, he wants certain things done, and we don't see these things being fully concluded. What does that suggest? So who is taking advantage of whom? For example, there are some who have not made full declaration. The president calls for people's salary, administrative, of course. We are hearing most of the ministers' salary are still down, but you still have commissioners who are still making that. So where is this disconnect? Who is not finishing up the president's mandate, and why?
Well, good evening, everyone. I can't speak to who and why, but what I can tell you is that there's some distinctions. There are many distinctions in the way government works. And as Kato was saying earlier, we have 3 branches of government. But in my own school of thoughts, I think we have 4 forms of government: that the executive, the judicial, the legislature, and the people. The people is the greatest form of government within any nation that practices democracy, because the people make the overall decision on who to vote into office. So, having said that, Cotto just mentioned about adjudication or investigation and whatnot. With these branches of government, these different branches of government have particular functions. If there's investigation being done of any government officials, it should be done at the executive level. And that is through the judicial system. That is through the Ministry of Justice, and whatever other entity that is given the rights to do that investigation. The funding of the investigation is sent over, whether it's if it's criminal, it's sent over to the Justice Department to proceed to the court. The court cannot conduct investigation. They only adjudicate cases based on the complaints that they receive. So we need to get that straight. Now, if the president, a few months ago, suspended everybody who had not declared their assets, and up to now we haven't heard whether these people were reinstated or what. But he said the people had, I think, 30 days or 60 days to declare their assets under the suspension guideline. He has the right to do that. But to come back and let us know who declared their assets and who didn't, that's left with his prerogative. And the person in charge has to be either the Minister of State or Presidential Affairs or the Director General for the cabinets. Because many of those people, I think, were cabinet members who were suspended.
Okay, so
their assets.
Okay, quickly here. There was some suspended. Terry, good talk. Terry, are you hearing us now?
Yes, I'm hearing you guys.
Okay, good. Happy Sunday.
Welcome. Yeah, happy Sunday to
everybody. Let
everybody.
me just push on to you here.
Okay.
Now, when we say Ministry of Justice, I then believe the Ministry of Justice under the supervisions of the executive, correct? And that is the executive agent to execute or carry out a specific mandate. It said that there is no time frame to get back. Maybe it's an open-ended process for them. Is that the delay? Is that the justification to why it is? Because when the president asks you, you as the Minister of Justice, you one of the legal counsel to the president, you are the legal president of the government of the Republic of Liberia. You press all charges, you prosecute, you do everything here. So if the president speaks, that's the government speaks. You are the one to enforce the mandate of the president. And if he is not getting the we don't know what that time frame being given specifically to say, hey, I want this be done within this specified period of time. If that is not happening, then who will force on?
Well, there's some things that go to the Justice Department, and basically most of those things for criminal investigation on people if they transfer to the Department of Justice. And the Department of Justice is left with the prerogative to determine whether they can pursue the case through the court system or can pursue the case based on the evidence that has been presented to them. So I am of the belief that maybe some of those cases that were sent to look at the crime, the intended crime, did not validate anything. There's nothing value to it, so they can't pursue it. That's what I would assume. Okay, so because the president sent a case to the Department of Justice doesn't mean that Department of Justice is supposed to just unilaterally decide whether just to take the case to court.
No,
because if they don't find no evidence in the case, and the case cannot hold water in the Constitution, they can't pursue it in court.
So then what do you do? Do you come back? Because I come into you, Ceci, because these are public announcements from the overall office, from the executive.
Okay.
Mostly some saying, Terry, you are hereby suspended because you do X, Y, Z, right? It goes out there for the public. That's a little stain on you, whether you did it or not. But the only way we would know is to go through a process to either have you vindicated or something. And if one of the two must occur, it's a matter of mind. And then the public needs to know. So we just leave it like that? That's what I'm asking.
Well, the thing about it is that I think those cases, some of those cases are not even sent to the Justice Department for processing. It's sent to a special commission. If someone is suspended based on an investigation, like I think the anti-corruption unit is the one who given the right to investigate. And if they find the fundings, they bring it to the president, and the president suspends you based on the evidence that the anti-corruption department brought to him, that is left with the judicial department to investigate and see whether it can hold water in court, because they're going to have to go and prosecute the person in court. Now, if they can't prosecute the person, they won't pursue it. They will not pursue it. But as far as the function of the government to come back and say, oh, this person did not do this or that person, I think it's left with the prerogative of the administration, and I think that's not a good practice. I don't think that's a good practice. But obviously, when someone is suspended and either adjudicated or exonerated, I think there should be some announcement. If they're going to announce that this person is suspended based on the alleged crime, then I think they need to come back and inform the general public, and so that it can erase some of these sentiments.
Okay, let me bring Terry. Are you
Yes.
Okay, let's hear you. I guess you've been following the conversation. We are just talking about that's the same information. They came out and say you no longer to NPA as the MD because of XYZ. We don't know the detail. It could be administrative, and there are consequences. It comes with something that people needs to know. And all of a sudden, we can't hear anything. Is that a fair process?
Well, I don't know. In fairness, what would be called?
Holding the information.
I don't know. In fairness, what you would term to be fair, because the president has the right to employ and to fire at will. So, whether if the public need to know what's going on, which would be on the basis of transparency and accountability, that is another thing. But based upon the situation involved, the government can choose to wait with the information and deliver it on another day. So if the information is not being released now, doesn't mean that the government have not given the information. But however, hello to everybody. Sis Koto, senior brother Sissy, Mr. Sigbe, the liberal, and to the examiner himself, which is producing today.
Junior brother.
No, I said senior brother Sissy and to Mr. Sigbe.
Don't fight the senior brother Tato. You serve for telling people the level of beer and a light and there's a length.
Right.
Where's the length of beer? Every that level of beer.
The man wearing the political beer now, the Baco Matthew. The replacement of Baco Matthew.
Okay.
But the whole entire thing about Liberia, like what Sissy was saying earlier on our listening, we take seriously too much, in little things. Common things, small things, we take seriousness into it. I don't know what big things going on. We neglect the bigger thing.
No, wait a minute. You see, this is how you can pollute the conversation, and that is just unacceptable. It's unfair. If you will say, if there's a suspension of a minister of a cabinet or some autonomous agency director for allegedly whatever corruption, or the idea of the suspension, there must be a reason. So we take not anything, right?
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there are bigger things to discuss.
No, but
on the
that's
platform.
one of the bigger things we are talking about now.
Okay, well, it's fine. But that means we don't have enough ingredients to discuss, because the president have the right to fire. The president have the right to employ. That is it. So if the government have not given you any information from the position yet, doesn't mean that they don't have an information to give the public. But again, it's okay. We can discuss. It's fine. But in my opinion, Mr. So, I won't back the government for not delivering now at your will and pleasure, because they still have more time.
They still have more time. Sissy, I believe you wanted to come into the conversation before I go to the
hey, Junior brother, it's nice seeing you. It's been a while. I've been missing out on my. I was trying to go to Pastor Daddy to give me something. But I haven't been here.
That go out of the
That makes the story. You're busy out there dancing in front of the house.
Easy, man. Full of powder.
I don't know.
I'm not even talking to you. I dream, man. You taking your pill. You coming to inside. But anyways, I think that we can all be right. But I think Mr. Soul, you're pushing to a point that both Mr. Sigbe and Mr. Collins are not comfortable addressing. So let me address that.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Look, let me tell you something. I still believe that Liberia is better. I didn't say Liberia is best. And that's why people misconstrue. Liberia is better under this administration than the people who buried their brains and everything under the sycamore tree. Doesn't mean Liberia is best, but Liberia is better. But Liberia being better also requires us to chastise Liberia on the way forward and how better is that better. I do agree with what my brother Collins said and what my brother Moses said, that the government has the prerogative to release information when they feel is necessary. But just because something is within your prerogative doesn't make it right. We were on the ERBS. I remember Mr. Thor and myself. I held this man to account, Steve Zago. And people call me, people from Lufaka, they chastise me in my inbox. If people are telling me, say, I'm not from Lufaka, I'm not going to Lufaka no more. In my inbox.
Oh, what is it from Baghdad?
Because I'm a partner. Me, I told them, I will go to Lufaka, I'll go to the border, where the door creator will be ready to But here's my problem. We can hold the government accountable and still say we are doing better. There are folks who don't believe that we can do both. Some people believe that you have to be a die and that's the only way. And I don't believe that. So here's where I'm going to go. Steve Zago on Lofa Radio made a lot of comments, and a lot of them was about he believing that he has the government owed him something. Joseph Boakai owed him for winning. Meanwhile, this dude could not win a re-election in senatorial in the Senate seat. Right? Okay, let's forget that. And if you are owed and you are given the responsibility to serve the Liberian people, you go and you pick an organization for in the street. You are a lawyer. You are a former senator, and you pick an organization outside of PUCC guidelines to carry out medical instructions and guidelines. And I asked him those questions. My thing here is the president of the Republic of Liberia, when he tells us that we have to love Liberia, build Liberia, and do better in Liberia, has to end this culture of impunity and have ended investigations. It is his right. I'm not saying it's not his right. It's his right. It's his right. But you cannot suspend somebody and you appoint in their stead without a finalization of their process. Then you allow a buffoon, I'm going to say, we'll talk about it. Let's see Zago
Right.
out and pretend like he has some kind of a clout, which he doesn't. But who gave him that clout? It's the president. It's the United Party. They should not fire him instead of suspending him.
Aiding and
that is my point that I'm making here. All right? When we talk about the people make the overall decision, we did not in Liberia elect Steve Zago. We did not in Liberia elect Amin Modad. We elected President Joseph Boakai. And so when he appoints folks that best appoint us, he must take on their cloth to fix that. We cannot continue to excuse that. I'm not saying that the president is weak in any way. I hope people understand that. Because I know my people that were got their 1% where Gel and me invaluable be us. I know my broom straw is finished. They will come on and say, this is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the president is weak. I'm just saying that the president needs to think a lot more critically.
Is it a sign of weakness?
No, it's not. Here's my point I'm trying to make. Here's my and you're not using my money to chew your pepper. The point
everybody, you want to leave on Steve Zago, you kind of mean that.
But on a serious note, we know we joke about, but here's the point I'm trying to make. The buck stops at the desk of the president.
Absolutely.
Whatever is not done right, along the way ends at the desk of the president. And the president has to take responsibility for this. That's my point I'm going to make, is that the president has to take responsibility for this. We have to be definitive in our in our decisions. And if the decisions we take, we are pending. If we are hoping that the folks in the Justice Ministry will take decisions, then we wait. But once we act, then we have to be final. And I'm not saying this was that Terry is wrong or that Assembly is wrong or that the president is wrong. My point is that we have to be final.
Yeah, this is the problem that I have with you guys in this place. I mean, you guys are just so politically correct in everything. And I say he's not doing this, and I say the president weak, and I say the president not weak.
That's the better. Not eating for you. You eat up for you.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, because this is.
But Mr. So, can I say something to that equally?
Is the president weak before you say something?
If the president is weak?
Yes, in said the president will take an action, take a decision, even though he said the president weak. So I'm asking you now, because this question will go to the Labour.
No,
and I will not choose all of you answers going to be the same old thing. You will never
choose pepper.
I defy any of you here who will speak with boldness to answer this question as it should be.
Mr. So you on your own. You actually on your own tonight. Tonight your man did not come.
Do you want me to answer that question?
But what I want to say, Mr. So, is this: if the president suspend you, especially his countrymen, a loafer man that fought with him, if the president suspend you, it is just prudent on your own effort to resign. The president, listen, let me just say this. I know you will have. In my opinion,
Terry add to that the president suspended him and appointed in his place.
Right.
Also,
the president is trying to tell you someone may resign. That the same thing the president did with the DEA people. The president suspend you for that length of time. In any given society, it is a call for you to resign because he don't want to mess up your career. In a responsible society, if I fire you, it's not good for you politically. In my opinion, I could be wrong. But what I see the president taking these steps of suspension is to tell you, say, my man, do the honorable thing and resign. So that tomorrow, when you're in another political system, you will say, oh, I resigned from the government. The people, they didn't fire me. It's a good thing for you.
Okay, let me come to the most ridiculous Tabata man here on this net because I'm not getting anything from this pastor. If that was the sermon today you preaching your church, then I feel bad for those people that were there. The liberal.
Yeah.
The liberal progressive.
Yeah.
Now, is this how the president would dismiss people, suspend them? And first of all, is there a potential crime, potential administrative fault that takes place for which the president will suspend these people, do you think?
Mr. So, my middle knee is ridiculous, and I'm very proud to wear that, and I will be ridiculous on this one as well. You asked a question earlier as to whether the president is weak. And I will say this. When the president, after eating heavy tabagi, anybody you eat heavy tabagi, you will be weak to walk around much. If that's what you're talking about, yeah. After the president finish eating heavy tabagi, he can be weak.
Objection.
I can't hear you.
Objection. Tabagi is not that heavy. Please take that back.
All right. Okay. Fire code. Okay. Fire code. If you eat pamada,
no, you're not for Nigeria. Go to the Condofa. You ever say denounce your citizenship? We're not holding you. We're not taking you. You denounce your citizenship already. Please don't even.
Okay. All right. But anyway, whatever it is, the president eat had a lot of fufu, and so it's the metaphor he can be weak to get up. So yes, if that's your sin. But let me say this other one here, Mr. So. We're talking about President suspending, and Terry pointed out correctly. And then President Waka, if you're listening, hire up rescue 2 He just told us exactly what's going on in the president's mind. The president is a human being like any other person. What during the campaign, what were you hearing from CDC people? Oh, the men were working at LPA and said, fire
I don't
ye.
want to hear that. I'm
Mr.
not talking
So,
about.
Mr.
I'm not
So,
going in the
Mr.
past.
So, I'm making
okay.
you
No,
throw
I
up
don't
back
want to go
the
in the
fact.
past. Let's
Now
know
you
what
don't
is
want to go in
happening
back.
now.
Now I want to go back. When I say I don't want to go back, you took us back. Now I want to go back. So the president, when he was running campaign, CDC, the president said that they make a fire when you are up. So President Baka is saying to these young people, when you are suspended for more than a week or so, do yourself an honorable thing. Because what happened to me, I don't want it to happen to you, my children. You are unable to perform. But I don't want to fire you before your opposition tomorrow will say you got fired on the job. Mr. So, I keep telling you, this president is the father of the nation. And he behaves as such. He cares for all of us. Even if you are not right, if he wants you out of the government, he still fire you with dignity, fire you with respect. You have to do the honorable thing, as Terry said, Rescue 2 said earlier. Recognize that the president do not want you back. You cannot be suspended for 2-3 months. Where are you going with that? Then on top of that, he have already gotten somebody in your position. Will you still sit there and say, "Oh, they will move that person and bring me back"?
Is that because of family ties?
I just told you, the father of the nation, Mr. So. What part of the English you don't understand? Because he's the father of the nation, has nothing to do with family tie. Don't try to bring the CDC talking point here. It has nothing to do with it. He's the father of the nation. And as a father of the nation, you do things that all your children will benefit from your wisdom. And this is a wisdom. President Baka continued to this. You can scratch your head, you can scratch your beard. I don't care what you scratch. I'm just making a point, and our point is quite correct. And the Liberian people agree with me, and the audience agree with me, and they love me on this show, Mr. Soul.
My people.
Moses.
Yes.
Yes, that may not look like it will take you down right now.
This sort of defense line of people who sit behind the microphone
and choking.
Is that acceptable?
Well, for me, I think administratively there are certain rules that are put in place for firing, suspensions, and what have you. I think the practices needs to be exempt from aiding and abetting people, because in the past we've done quite a bit of things and people get suspended or get fired and they get reinstated in different administrations. I said, and those are the things. So, in any
these are people, Clarinet, these are people. Those are the kind of comment he likes to see.
Why you enabling Papa Petro now?
Let me finish. In any kind of employment process nowadays, the modern employment process, they want you to bring letter of references to see how you function in that position at certain places. And they will take those into account. They will call the people and find out, would you employ this person again in your administration? You see, we're far from now. However, I will hope that this administration will start that process, that when people, and Sister is right, you can't leave people in limbo and suspend someone. Because there's Zagoga from Lofa talking about he wants to do something, but Lofa people tell him to wait. He's looking for an alibi. He's looking for an alibi. No Lofa people told him to wait for doing nothing. That's
how do you know?
Because the people are not that dumb as people would think. Our Liberian people are not that dumb. So
is that another version? Is that another liquor talk?
And the people told me to wait. Listen, that is beyond our people now. we need to look at that country from a different microscope. Things are progressing in the right direction, and we need to be able to encourage that. I think my thing, if President Boakai is listening, is that my addition to some of what other folks have said is that when people are suspended, make that final. I think the people owe it. You owe it to the people to make it final and give this person the boot and let them know why this person was booted out, so that that behavior will not be repeated by anybody else. So it can serve as a deterrent for other people. Tolbert did that. Tolbert told people, you know, and the liberal knows, when Tolbert took office, if he appointed you to work at his pleasure, like the Reverend said, if he came to your office at 8 o'clock, you were not in your office, you were terminated. He replaced you. And he would make that public. Oh, I went to the Ministry of Information. The minister that was supposed to be there is not there. I'm doing his work for him. He's terminated. Turn all government properties over. You know? And that's what he did to start setting the record straight when he talked about
is that a good standard?
Huh?
Is that a good standard?
It is a good standard. Because the first 2 persons he fired, after that, everybody started going to work. Because you as a minister.
How will you term what is happening now? Who covering who? Is the president covering out wrongdoings or what? Because there will be a potential reference, and that person, they do not want that person, whoever going to be the employer, to know in detail. So why they can't come up from taxpayer? We pay these people. Well, it's the prerogative of the president to hire, but when we hire you and our taxpayer money is going in a fancy net, in a Liberian way to put it, or doing something inappropriate, and the president will leave you from your post, don't you think we have the right to know, or we just leave it like that?
I know. I just told you the people have the right to know, and you know that is what democracy is. That is what representing the people means. That if someone was there to serve, because you got to understand, all of these appointments are public service appointments, and it's supposed to serve the public. So if this person is being removed, I think it's appropriate for them to make the announcement that this person is being removed for X, Y, and Z. And if there's any criminal behavior, then they should be prosecuted.
So let me put this in your profession. You as a security analyst here, you went out for the investigations, and your job. You what?
You were just breaking in.
Are you trying to avoid my question before you say I was breaking?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Now I can hear you clearly.
Now I said you are a security analyst. The president asked you to investigate potential crime. What do you think is the president, or what do you think is the government anticipation asking you to go pursue this alleged crime here?
Well, that's not hypothetical, but I will answer it this way. If I was asked to investigate a particular crime, I need to come back with the findings of information I gathered, and with through some critical mindset and investigation, and you know, turning on, dotting all I's and T's and making sure I do my in-depth investigation. I need to come up with the findings of my investigation and submit it back to the president.
Okay. In an event you didn't come up with something, do you as a security person, could you be charged for that?
Well, I'm obligated to do that. If they give me the assignment, that's my duty to do that. And if I don't do it, if someone doesn't do it, the president got the right to get rid of that person, fire the person for not executing their duties. Because you are hired, and that's your duty to do that investigation. If you don't do it, there's consequences to not doing it. Especially when you're given a directive to look at something as crucial as investigating a complaint or criminal behavior. If you don't do it, you're totally incompetent. You shouldn't be in a position.
Thank you so much. Okay, God, thank you. Let's see here. Cecily, what else do you have here? There's one thing I want for us to talk about, and I hope I did reach out to Mr. Williams before with this whole diaspora affairs. What about now? We are hearing big conference or meeting is in the making, correct? I think I saw that poster.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah, the diaspora affairs. Is that the right name? Diaspora affairs?
Who's in charge now? Because I saw one of the guys who was in charge who hosted the people in Liberia. The last time they visited Liberia, he's now going.
Manuel Wetty, Dr. Dunn, and other people from the DCA area.
Yeah, we hope to talk. Hopefully, they will make time available here. But let me just come to you. Is there something before we leave on your plate here? But is there a sort of another sort of rally for the president kick-off for 2029? Is that something most likely in the making that we see happening here, or what?
Well, let me lay out a few caveats. Erasmo Williams, who is the director of the Office of Diaspora Affairs and the Office of the President, is a brother. And I think
Minnesota. 1 second. Is Erasmo out of Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Erasmo. Okay.
Yeah. And I think Mr. So, you know him too. So I want to put that out here. I also know Emmanuel Wetty and Dr. Dunn, who is in charge. And I want to register here. I've said in the background to them, and you know me, all of you on this platform already. I will eat my own, cat before whatever the name is, a chick or whatever. I think the Diaspora Affairs meeting is childish, is asinine, is pedestrian, and is at the level of a Susu Club meeting. And I said that in a bunch of my posts, and I'll be coming out subsequently with a lot more posts. Just like I came out against MCSS, I will be doing that. The president of the Republic of Liberia cannot be organizing a diaspora affairs convention, event, meeting without being clear about what are the outcomes you hope to get. Who are the actors? You cannot go and get former members of the leadership of EULA to circumvent EULA. It's almost like you're trying to fight a war with EULA. We don't care about EULA. So for those of us who don't care about EULA, your war with EULA does not make sense to us. If you're only taking people who were formerly of EULA and no longer have access to EULA leadership, then what happens to us who would never care about EULA in the first place? To host a meeting in DC, I think speaks of a chronic misunderstanding of the American governance system. People believe that in Washington, D.C., then you get a fair government. They forget that in Minnesota, we just hosted the largest parade of Liberians outside of Liberia. And in Minnesota, we host the largest collection of Liberians outside of the Republic, anywhere in the diaspora. There's not one person from Minnesota on that committee. I'm saying this because I am the vice chairman of the Organization of Liberians in Minnesota, and I'm speaking with authority that we have not been contacted.
Okay.
Nobody. And so if you're doing this as a way for girlfriend, boyfriend, small children thing to kind of do, class now, then fine. Do not call it a Liberian organization or a diaspora understanding, because what we understand from the diaspora is that you will come to us and you will tell us what is your understanding, what is the outcome you want, and we will give you what we have. I don't want to boast, but there are people on this platform right now. None of you have been contacted, and a lot of you have something to give back to Liberia. And let me ask you for myself, right? I have a whole lot I can give back to Liberia in the place of policy and educational policy and everything. Not me, but you on this platform. And the people who are watching us, tell us how many of you have been contacted. I got an email that was sent out. It's a mass email asking me to list 3 things that I wanted to discuss. Mass email to everybody. So if I get 3 things, you get 3 things, you get 3 things. It becomes like the Oprah Winfrey show. Who 3 things you're considering? It's almost like we're back to the George Weah a government ministerial complex thing where every ministry had what was it to present an issue. So I would say this, and I'm going to say this because for me, everybody know me. I can eat my chicken before it's done. We'll be coming out critically because we need the diaspora Liberians to be actively involved. You can't only count on one money. Every political entity, every politician, bro, who is meaningful has had to come to this, to America, to raise money to run. But when it comes time for us to give an input, then that is when you minimize us. We're only good for the money we can give you.
So there seems to be a disconnect. That's the reason I'm coming, Moses. There seems to be a disconnect, and I think he's quite correct. Because first of all, who's going to shoulder the cost of the people that want to go to DC there? How many people really going to go there? Governments, it is the responsibility of the government for the government to reach out to the people. If people can't reach out to you, you need to go find the people. Perhaps the government has, I do believe it's a government-sponsored program. And if it really, and I hope the chairperson will come here because I think I started that, start reaching out. We don't just talk because we want to talk, because all what we are saying is to help government to succeed. No one will get any profit by allowing his or her government to fail. No. So when these critical voices, when these tones are sounding loud, it means we want our leaders to hear us. So perhaps everybody, how many people can go to DC? Maybe they need to go back to the drawing board if they want this to be done, to kind of break this whole thing into a zonal era, and people can meet within a reasonable place. People from Minnesota, you get Iowa, you get North Dakota, they are all within the same proximity, and it can be done in series. You know, those group media, you come in the East Coast here, you find another venue, people can move. Traveling now is cost. These guys, they're going to get bonuses. They're going to get nothing. There's a budget. We don't know how much is it. How can I go do my endeavor and go to DC? How can I afford to pay a hotel? Or, you know, so this thing here.
Mr.
Hold on. I know you are uncomfortable here. This is what you do when people try to discuss really national issue. Then you're ready to intrude into it. You're ready to dilute the case here. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to give you order. I'm going to have your day in place here. You started forcing with Sese here when he started here because you said Bamu going to devour cola. Now, Sese speaking, you do not want Sese voice to be heard. Neither you don't want my voice to be heard. But if you will, you have to. And you get the right to reject it.
Let me say this here. Mr.
Why are you going to speak before me, Libro?
Because it's my time. It's my time.
It's not your turn. You just.
What do you mean it's not my time? That's how we.
Zelensky and Tom not equal. The Liberal is on the board. Mr. Moses, you're not on the board.
You're not on the board. You're not on the board.
They want the board.
You're not on the board. You're not on the board. At the board chair. At the board chair. This is
okay. Yeah, but before you come in, Liberal, no, seriously.
The board chair got to hear from people first.
On a bigger scale here, I think there's a disconnect here, and this is what we say. I'm not sure what some people are.
Okay, let's hear from Moses. Let's hear from Moses. That's fine. Let's hear from Moses. I will scatter the whole thing. Let's hear from Moses.
Thank you, sir.
You see that?
Before I make my comment, I just want to commend you because on this very show, I think Mr. Toe and the Reverend himself were on the show when we were here, and I really commended Minnesota for your turnout. And I think we need to look at the turnout around the country of these celebrations and capitalize on it. This is an opportunity for us in the diaspora. Not only that we show up this July 26th in our celebration, But what we did in the last election, we sent well over $700 million to that country for campaign purposes.
Mr. Goya, did you just turn upside down the Liberian flag?
Don't worry about it.
Your speaker just raised it right in left hand to this.
I know.
Yeah.
So absolutely, we need to take this whole diaspora conference seriously, because we sent over $700 million to Liberia from the diaspora in this last election. Now, sometimes the message is good, but the messengers are not suited for the message. And I can tell you, Cesar touched on it a little bit. Some of us who've been here for rocket ages participated with EULA, with Liberian Community Associations, and the ideas of appointing these individuals without consulting with the people in the diaspora is total disrespect. Because some of these guys I know personally who came here not too long ago, met people, or we are standing on people's shoulders who led us to where we came from. And there are people who came after us when we came, and we learned from those people and chakla everything. And I hear some of these names on the diaspora, and they're going to Washington. Washington is not where it happens. It's not
do they have an office there?
Every major thing that happened in this country, the great United States, started from a cluster of states, and I can name few: Rhode Island, Minnesota, New Jersey. Listen, it's no rocket scientists. So this diaspora, we don't know what the theme is, what their prerogatives are, what they're looking to gather from this. But I think the administration needs to rethink the appointment of some of these people, number one. And I would be very vigorous. I stand by you, Sensei. Anything that you want to do so that we can make this right, I'm standing with you. All day, I'm standing with you. We don't need the message, a good message coming from the wrong messengers. And I can tell you that. And we know some stories about these individuals. And if they call meeting from here to Timbuktu Day, I would not attend that meeting. I would tell people to boycott, because they're not the appropriate messengers for the message for this administration. I can tell you that. And I'm very, I'm not quick to make those decisions, but I'm making
You're making one now,
so people can know that the Barker administration.
Will you walk back?
Would I do what?
Will you walk back, because you don't make quick decisions, but you're making
I'm not walking back.
Have you resolved? Because this now, and when people are asking these questions,
yes,
you, the liberal, and Terry Pierre get upset. You see us to be outside child. We're not part of your.
We don't see you to be nothing. We see you to be the independent. So don't we go there with that? We're talking about issue we disagree to agree on this show, and that's what I love about the show. But I can tell you, this time, you see, we're here to make it right. In as much as we love our country, we love the old man, and we know what Burkhardt is doing, and we see some progress happening, taking place. We listen, we need to keep our eyes on the ball and keep moving forward. So if there's a mistake coming up, we need to correct it and nip it in the bud. But I think the individuals that are appointed for the diaspora, I don't know what their visions is or anything for that matter. That vision would not be realized without the full participation of the people in the diaspora collectively.
Okay. Let's bring in the liberal Terry, and then we can go to the closing.
Erasmus, you kidding me?
Liberal.
Yes, Mr. So, thank you very much. I think at one time it was just CC Abelnet network less than a week when I started discussing ULAT, and he was adamant of me sharing those documents that I was making reference to. And it was a little bit as usual, a little engagement, which I always respect. But I've always known, and I've continued to say there as well, the reason why Liberia is not moving forward, it is all because of us. We do not believe in institution building, even if we once serve in the institution. Once we leave, we do not respect that institution anymore. Just a few weeks ago, Imaya Weti was honored by President Bakai. And I believe the like of Anthony Cassidy,
Yeah.
former president of EULA.
Who jumped ship?
Former president of EULA.
We have history.
Will sit there and allow these kinds of things to happen. It is unfortunate. And I would say to President Bakai, don't put your hair in the one, your hair will lean inside.
Big time.
Because Liberians, EULA have not, I've never, since the last time I spoke positively about EULA, that was years and years ago.
Yep.
Ever since they had an issue with split of EULA, and they have a issue fighting with Minnesota guys at that time, I believe Capet Dwyer or something.
Capet Dwyer,
Yes.
the chairman of UP, USA, Canada right now. Yep.
Right.
And Erasmus was involved in that too with Capet.
So from that point on, I decided EULA was not going. In fact, because of that, because of the debacle of EULA, the county organization became stronger.
Yes.
Because people left EULA and said, okay, I'm going to my county. And the county organization became stronger. So, but however, EULA was founded by Liberians, believe that EULA has certain things. And quite recently, EULA has come around to try to represent the entire interest of Liberian diaspora. And you would think Weti, the man who championed the dual citizenship issue.
Oh no, he didn't.
Well, according to me, I'm just saying.
Let me just for that he didn't.
Okay. Let me just learn, Moses. You can disagree with me, but he was pretty much the face.
With you. I'm speaking.
Okay, but from all indication,
Moses, let him make a point, and then you have your
promoting this guy falsely.
Moses.
Stop promoting this guy falsely.
Hello.
You keep going.
Hello.
John Hoodoo Meston.
Hello.
Former senator from Maryland County, champion the dual citizenship. They let John Hoodoo Meston.
Okay, let's do
Need
it.
to make those corrections.
Okay, no, let's wait. Let's
Ridiculous,
let's
man.
do it one at a time. Liberal, carry on.
I'm sorry,
For
Liberal.
the benefit of the audience.
I do that because
You're not friendly enough for your friend.
you come and show tomorrow. We'll cut your hours to 1 hour the most. I'll tell you right now. So if you come tomorrow,
no, I'll bring you a goat.
Okay.
Also,
But let me go.
Now only Friday we can do good though. No before Friday.
Go on Monday. But let me go on. So for Weti has been someone not only, as far as I'm concerned, championed the dual citizenship, but he was heavily involved. But he has also been someone in the EULA community,
yes,
that was going around these states trying to organize state organization to participate fully in EULA. You would think these people would now say, look, if this is what you want, let's go through an organization that represents Liberian interests. And do you truly believe that if President Baka and his people say we're going through EULA, that Weti and the rest, the eminent former president will be left behind? They will be part of the conversation. But when you do like this, show disrespect to the younger leaders that are coming up in EULA, you will be challenged. And that ratting stuff they put around your neck is nothing. It's useless. They put it around. They must say I can go and buy a Kente Liberian flag looking like and put it around my own neck and I go join FBI.
I said it's on 2 or 5.
Yeah, exactly. And then go and join Boyo
But,
organization.
no, but it was the president that put it on his neck. Though.
Mr. So I'm speaking. I don't try to bring that. I'm not trying to divide something. But I'm just saying you go and they put that thing around your neck and you join the Boyo organization and you think people now supposed to respect you. That decision of bringing this thing, it was funded. It was made right at that program. And it's unacceptable. This is a sin nonsense that Tui Pada used to do to us. They go to that place over there on Mama Point in our Boyo office and make all the decisions to affect us. And this is what is happening again. This is what is happening. Look, Mr. So, God is my witness. After the war, hold on, Mr. So, let me finish. God is my witness. After the war, when Liberians started coming back from the diaspora, on TLC, when anytime people die, the Boyo organization started reorganizing, and they will go to people funeral with like a Boyo flag and everything. I used to say, they're coming back. They are coming back. What do they do?
So the question about who is bringing them back?
What do Boyo people do to you?
Yes.
Who is bringing them back?
The Liberians. Look, Mr. So, this is very sad. This is very sad. Even the educated Liberians.
Please describe the Boyo flag so I see it. So I
can have nothing to do with Boyo people. So I don't know what you
that the UBF, the WBF, whatever they call it. But Mr. So, on a very serious note, this is very sad. Liberians are made to believe that they are not able to stay in this society at a higher level unless they join the Boyo Club. And many Liberians believe that.
You're going somewhere with that one there now, Lebron.
Yeah, no. Unless because right now, if you go to Liberia and you and I know and people will get upset with me, you go to Liberia. In order for you to get to a certain level, you will be convinced you got to join. They will say, you got to join.
Yeah.
And the people join. Now, I'm using some derogatory term here, Boyo and things like that, but on a very serious note. This is not supposed to be the way of moving or the way to establish a second-class citizen in Liberia or to establish middle-class citizen in Liberia that you have to be part of this. It's unacceptable.
Can I say something real quick?
And so I want Terry to speak.
I know you have to rush, but on the issue of EULA, I want to be very transparent, right?
I got to say something about EULA too. A bigger.
Go ahead. The current administration, I didn't support. The vice president, as a matter of fact, Madam Emmanuel Nangbe, is the wife of a very good friend, Emmanuel Nangbe. He's been on here for Mr. Nangbe that come here, the former chemistry teacher that come on the show and everything. Is his wife.
1%.
Right. She's a very good sister. I voted for somebody else. The guy who's the president, I supported the re-election of the former president, and as a member of the strongest chapter. This is where EULA has its membership chapter. It's in Minnesota. But having said that, I still support the fact that EULA should be the representative organization that folks go through. Emmanuel, my own brother, my big brother, who always Liberian, once Liberian, always Liberian. My brother did not start on his own. He was sent by EULA to collaborate as an arm of EULA, but somehow, because of political machinization, and because people can pay money to certain people, I'm going to say this. My brother is a very good friend of mine. He's a big brother. He's a very big brother of mine. But I think the president was in error. I think he was misinformed when he gave that star in the highest level of recognition of the Republic of Liberia. I don't think that that was the best place or the right person. I think people spent money and that happened. But for me, it is within the president prerogative, so I can't question that. He can give it to kick a door down the street. I can't question it. What I am questioning is that we cannot be in this diaspora. You are talking about the office. Look, last year, they had a going back of diasporas. I chastised the office and my own little brother. And I said, you had Liberians coming back. All of the Liberians that went back to Liberia, you know what they decided to do, Mr. So? They decided to open a WhatsApp group. They opened a WhatsApp group.
Yep.
How are you opening a government organization? You say a WhatsApp group. How many Liberian people that you know outside the country can WhatsApp us in a WhatsApp group? When I push back and they either they took me out or they can't say I don't know. But this is the problem.
They're going to kick you out.
Yeah, I play the kick me on the. But here's the problem. If we truly want best for Liberia, we cannot be having the president come to the United States or whoever is coming to the United States and Dr. Dunn and my brother, and they're hosting this thing in DC. When you realize that America is so vast, when we all get on buses to go to DC, you have the OLM, the Organization of Liberia in Minnesota, the strongest Liberia organization. As a matter of fact, let me put this here. We are the only Liberia organization that have been put into a state budget. In a state budget, anywhere in the United States. And you come and you want us to get on buses to come to DC where you didn't get an office. You used to have an office in DC. They start paying rent on that PO box. We don't have an office in DC anymore.
My brother.
Okay.
So what is the essence?
Listen, I beg you.
Hold on. I come in, Moses. Hold on one second. Terry, let me come to Terry. I'm going to come to you because everybody blood boiling here this evening.
Yeah.
Let a Reverend stabilize this conversation.
No, you're not going to pass it for someone else.
Terry, and what we are saying, and these are some of the things that we are talking about. The president, there are a lot on the desk of the president. But we have seen these things happening over and over and over. The president, what our previous president, people been misinformed, of certain things. Even if you look at the nomenclature, the people who are there, are they the real ordinary Liberians in the diaspora? I believe it's a very good motive, diaspora affairs. Maybe they want to listen to us. They want to see how we can be incorporated. What we can offer, what we can do. So it requires the government to reach out to the people, not the people to go. Because when they carry us to DC now, then they want us to go to it. It is the responsibility of the government to come to the people. And I think it must be done proportionally, not just on the EULA. Somebody did mention here. He talked about Lafayette Association, Bone, Basel, Grand Gide. These are a lot of different counties, organizations. These people, whether invitation has been served to them, I'm sure not, because if it was the nomenclature, the formulations of that, it would be a true representations of the diaspora. But when you see the same old people who have been there, or maybe who have been partisan, so is it the partisan can deliver to the country, or there are other people outside of being partisan can deliver to the country? These are critical conversations that would need to be to be taking place here. I hope they will revisit, and we are open to have this sort of conversation with the committee. There are a lot of tough questions that we need to ask. If they are available, we'll give them enough time, we'll give them fair time to have this honest conversation, simply because we want the good to come from out of our country. Let me hear you.
Well, Mr. So, in as much as I don't have much to say on that, I just want to give this. The diaspora community cannot depend on the government to come together or to organize them. It's not going to work, especially given the fact of the Liberian government. Any government whatsoever that comes to power in Liberia will fight the diaspora community. Or I believe all that thing is charade. People come and say, oh, we want we want the diaspora community to come in. First of all, this government is afraid of the diaspora community because they are too much equipped. They know too much. So you don't want them closer to you. Like you said, most of those players that you got, they are old people, but why are they not reaching out the way they're supposed to? It's strategic, it's intentional. All right? Because if you even go to Liberia, you will see the disparity. You will see the fear in the government of the diaspora Liberians. Even this bill that you talk about that they were channeling, look how long it took. And when they even agreed, they minimized it. They said, once you are Liberian and you become citizen, you can work in the government. You see? So it tells you that there is some fear here. So any government come to power, they will keep a distance to some extent, and they will not reach off fully because it is intentional. So it is left with the diaspora community to put themselves together. Like you talk about the EULA. If EULA do not present herself as a responsible and credible organization, it's going to be difficult, for the diaspora Liberians to come. Because let me tell you, if the diaspora Liberians really come together, they can change the leadership in Liberia. We can make it great. We can do anything if we want to do it. But we are divided. We are divided on tribal lines. We are divided on intellectual lines and different things. For different reasons, people are divided. So if the community can organize ourselves, if the EULA we trust will come to EULA, if another organization we can say we'll formulate another organization and come through that, we can make many decisions in Liberia to change a lot of things that are going on in the country. But again, we are not together, and we must not depend on the government to bring us together because this government will not. That was in Liberia.
So in other words, the president have said this over and over to incorporate the diaspora. But from what I'm hearing now, it is something like a political polishing of saying, let's put this together, even though it's not going to work. We're going to put these same people there. They are not incorporating all of the sectors out of the different regions of the diaspora community, taking you to Washington, D.C. How am I going to get to Washington, D.C.? First of all, I play high rock. How am I going to get okay.
The people don't want you there because they know when you go there, you cause problems. They don't trust you.
Mr. So,
you're critical. What you know is too much. You know.
Mr. So, I gotta drop myself up here because I think
he is very uncomfortable with this conversation here tonight. So you are at liberty. This is not one of your nights that you thought it would have been. So I know you want to drop out now. So. But listen to Mose. Mose was very kind and listen to you. Mose, let's hear you before we wrap up.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And Collins and the Reverend, I don't think the leadership of Liberia is looking to organize the diaspora. The diaspora has done some great things in the past. When we talk about EULA and participation in EULA, I know and I remember, I think the Liberal will remember in 1978 when EULA representatives were invited by the sitting Liberian president.
1978, I was born, man.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving you a brief history.
I wasn't born 1978. I was born 19.
When I born 1979. Yeah,
I was born 1985.
How credible?
Moses, bring it to 1980.
But let me stop for that. Let me just give you a little bit of facts on the strength of EULA back in the day. When Tolbert invited the representatives of EULA to Liberia to have a conversation, when he was intending to build the multi-party system in Liberia, EULA was a record. I know that Dr. Robert Borkai, medical doctor Robert Borkai, was the chair. And he went to Liberia in 1978 with a cluster of people, including Charles Taylor and all that stuff like that. Fast forward to the 80s, when we talk about the Reverend Carr, we talk about Patrick Ross, we talk about Mr. McCarthy. But listen, Clinton administration, ULA had a direct line to the State Department. We're talking about how ULA was strong.
No,
I was here.
I don't like what we're Donald Trump.
Okay, I was here at the time, and I can tell you some of the people, like how the liberal said he talked about Kessler. I remember that last election in Columbus with Kessler and Croman and Randy Jackson. Randy Jackson couldn't remember me when I went to Liberia. He was the chairman of the board. They left ULA, abandoned ULA when they got called in the interim leadership to go to Liberia. These guys have used ULA after those people who really had hard for ULA. They've used ULA as a leverage for their own personal gain. We need to get a whole show to talk about ULA. And some of us who affiliated in 1998, in 1998, when we had the largest turnout of demonstrators in Liberia, in Washington, D.C. for the immigration bill, 656 and 919. It was led by Rhode Island. ULA was nowhere in the picture because they were divided with Joe Cotto.
I have 10 people in Rhode Island. Only get 7 people now. So
look at you.
What are you talking about? What kind of
but the history that I'm giving you guys, and last year, during the administration of Josh Weir, what ULA did, invited the then what the man is, Samuel McGill, to New Jersey. He was a keynote speaker and gave ULA money.
I was the master of ceremony at that program.
And ULA accepted money from Samuel McGill.
They accepted promise, not money.
They said they get the money.
I was the master of ceremony.
But they say I asked Bazi said they had the money and they went to Liberia with the money.
Not true. So, I was the master of ceremony.
Let me just say this.
Okay, guys, can you wrap up in 30 seconds, please?
Let me end my thing. And I said in the beginning, the message might be great. The messengers might be the problem. And I think the administration needs to rethink who they're sending out here to have meetings, because it's going to be a kangaroo meeting. I don't know what they're looking to get from those meetings, and that would be the Liberian people money spent for nothing.
Right. And by the way, congratulations.
They will spend the Liberian people money for nothing and get no result, just like they did last year when they had the diaspora going to Liberia and they put that chat room together.
Thank you so much. Moses, congratulations. During our independence celebration, there was a citation for the work.
Who are you talking about? Oh.
What is it, Moses here? The whole 26 week have been a very good week. I said there was a citation I read at our annual at our independence board as one of the leaders here. Even though you move, you still owe the state of Rhode Island taxes. But because of the hard work you did, they still gave there was a citations of your hard work here. Now, Kato.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kato. We see here the liberal hair his forehead is down this evening.
Yeah, he can be forced.
It's a very embarrassing situation. The man says put him under the bus. Moses abandoned him. Tay and Terry fell apart.
No bus traveled to Lofa, so I put a man under the jeep. We can't carry a bus to Lofa.
So they don't want him there. He can't come back to Grand Julius. So I know.
You can call back, boy.
Terry will carry him to Maryland County. I don't know why they're gonna fire you. I'm a part two son.
No, you talk about my boy Bene or the boy T. I know you just jump behind the whole.
The man will be to the border. It be to the border and look like Grand Julius.
Kato, you will take your name out.
They will come there and look like Grand Julius.
Kato will be together.
I want to rescue the labor, but I bet a camellia when you put your foot there, you a chin other color.
Okay, guys. You just jump into it. Hey, what about you? I can see that man by it. So
I know.
Make up the conversation.
I was trying to call the number not working.
I was saying,
I was trying to call the number is not working.
The number of the phones there. Oh, I get it. Wait.
Want to see your face? Want to see your face? Want to see your face? The one with black.
You still celebrating 20 so I can see you.
I still celebrating, bro.
Yeah, but hi there, everybody. No, I came on. I was watching the show. I'm actually in a meeting. I'm in a serious meeting here, and I heard Sissy talking about the Yola thing, the labor and all the thing, and the passion he put on it, And so, labor said something about Emmanuel Watty. I think Emmanuel Watty should not even be like somebody that we can call on the show and say he did nothing, because Emmanuel Watty was sent by the union to represent the union on behalf of our Liberian people here. We all contributed. We didn't contribute because he was doing his own initiative. It was because of Yola. We made our contribution so he can go and represent the organization for the dual citizenship. When he came back, after everything was said and done, he started to call himself a hero. And people who were surrogate to him start to honor him around the place. And this is the problem I have with Yola. When leaders come, they use Yola as a scapegoat or a sponging stool to go and get power in Liberia. Today we see the likes of Kesali, who has come back now. And don't forget what is actually happening. I mean, I'm not at the people who Unity Party supporters, but the strategy Unity Party is using, and it's clear now. Unity Party is trying to silence the voices, the critical voices of people. Yola be an advocate group. And these guys who were here as leaders of Yola, they know Yola potential when it comes to advocating. So what they did was, and President Weah did the same thing. When President Weah were coming to have the conference there with Liberians, who he called? He called Abdullah Ketama to mobilize. And we only saw Seditians sitting in the hall. He spoke to only Seditians.
Oh, that's also you were there that time, right?
See other like,
but why nobody can call me now, man? I've been influential leader. Nobody on the
benefit. Too much power benefit. Nobody will call
you. They make him talk. You can eat two sides of muscle. And the only man that can sitting there chewing, they start shaking. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So but this the thing, right? And the President Weah group contacted Abdullah Ketama. Only Seditian was there. President Bouaga coming, and he contacted people who are diehard Unity partisan and close to the organization and our former leaders. Yeah. So what they did, instead of coming to the organization, they said mobilize the people. And I'm surprised. Instead of going DC, who's gonna be in DC? You talking about Minnesota that put the highest number of Liberians out just recently? Instead of going there to host an all Liberian conference, a diaspora conference, you understand? And let us go on our side and put our arms around the government. You go to DC politics,
the reason, let me tell you, the reason when they say Minnesota, say there will be the next thing was the budget that come here, and the don't want when they having this program, they left for talk about their money being there. That one and
I'm the co-chairman in Minnesota, so everything gotta come through my office. So.
Mr. So, let me ask you this question. Mr. So, I have a question for you on a very serious
note. On the floor.
I have hold on.
The independent is still.
We're not getting no floor, but you sit on your chair. No.
No.
As a matter of fact,
I have a question before I leave. I have a question before.
No, you know, this is how you can start.
I understand. Let me ask you this, and I will leave.
But you can't. I mean, for 1 or 2 of my meeting, I'll give it to you.
No. Why would I ask you? You're interpreting. You're the new interpreter, fuller interpreter.
So I'm still on the floor. Okay, I'm not.
Liberal, you are not in charge.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay, no, okay, then hold your peace.
Lebron.
Ask me, Mr. So.
Your man say hold it to your chest. Then hold your peace.
Mr. To ask me for I'll give it to you.
Wrap up.
Yeah, Mr. T, you want some of my mini? I can give it to you.
Yeah.
But man, how many minutes you get? You know how many
You
minutes
got me full interpreter. I'm gonna ask you for a minute.
Oh, that one Martin, you coming for town, lay away, you want to do it? Okay.
He's smart. He's smart. One of the things, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you.
But let me ask you this, Mr. So.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Mr. So. This is an organization. LPR is a platform organization. We have structure, and the board give you time for your show, and you are only allowed 2 hours. And every time that I'm going over the allotment, I've always made it clear, make the announcement. Why are you so condescending to the board? Why can you, if you're gonna go over the mini, that the board
there'll be an audit report.
Yeah,
audit report.
No, hold on, I beg you. I don't want to spend my night. Don't bring that audit report.
Mr. So,
we
never heard this one on the show. This is not part of our topic. So that
no. Hold on. Hold on. Mr. So, you went over by 30 minutes on this show tonight. You're only supposed to be here for 2 hours. Is it something that perhaps you're getting ready to overthrow the board?
So first of all, and this is why we're having the many problems that we are having in the country, because people who are here of these places, they don't know their function. That's not a function of the board. The program is being run by the administration. This is why when you are going above the time, if I'm not you will ask for permission. Okay?
The majority group to the hotel. Let me have the majority group to the hotel.
So say you.
All right, good night, guys.
Ask your question. Let the administration play some of the conversation for the board. Oh, you I will bring back here. You will listen now.
He gets still the heat in the kitchen. All his
Mr. So, the time. Thank you very much for a wonderful show. Good night.
That's my first time seeing Mr. To try to run away from the show.
The brother is very uncomfortable. Okay, guys, we gotta go. We're extremely over the time, but that's part of the things that we sign off for. 30 seconds here. Mr. Good prediction. What we're gonna see? Any appointment coming in from the president desk?
No appointment. The president. No suspension. The president is on course as usual. He's gonna. One of the good things that is happening on his administration. Millions and millions and millions of Liberians will get up tomorrow morning, save.
27 millions?
No, I said million. I counted. I did that purposely. I went full time and left for 1 more million. So that man, we're gonna take 27 million out of poverty. I don't know what he was thinking about. To be honest with you. Okay. Misspoke. He repeated the thing. They're asking the question. Then he repeated himself.
You're repeating the man.
Okay. So, but anyhow,
I'm going back to the border.
Tomorrow, Nima Lova border. Tomorrow, the president again will continue to lead. The folks that are around the president will do their job. We hope and pray that they will continue to do a good job. And I will be on here tomorrow. Madam Julia Cassette, good evening to you. We'll be here tomorrow, and if you have you want to be part of the conversation, we'll put a number up. And even if you want to participate live video as well, just let us know. We'll send you the link, and you can participate live with us as well, because we'd like to have you here and pick your good brain, smart brain, so you can tell us what is happening in your neck of the wood. But other than that, Mr. So, I want to thank you very much for the wonderful show. And folks, join me tomorrow, and where we will be able to have some real fruitful conversation and have some serious.
So tonight we're not fruitful, right?
Full of conservative ideas.
Okay.
So now they have vegetables, so they have fruits.
Yeah, no. Thank you very much. Wonderful show.
That Babu,
you let Moses control the whole show tonight. That one I call it fruitful show. Eh? The man can't talk about you like. Then he said, no, I'm tired. Then he gained time again. The last minute of time, he can't bring water cutter on here. The man from Connecticut, he let all the submarine pass by him. He didn't even know when they're going, where they're coming.
Last week, I remember you made me talk for a long time. Say I can't talk no more.
That's how I can do to you. You want stop price? Okay, go ahead. He thought. I said, you got some more? He said, no, you go ahead. I said, no, you.
Okay, guys.
Thank you,
All right,
Mr.
let's say you guys 30 seconds quickly before we go, guys. Who want to go next? Terry?
Yeah, so my last point is the president gave an executive order to put a ban on the export of unprocessed unprocessed rubber. So, which I don't understand what is going to happen to the broker, those who are going to be selling rubber, buying rubber, to sell it. What's going to happen? I don't know if they took into consideration the broker, those who buy rubber and all of that, the Liberian businesses that are responsible to collect the rubber, and whether if they are ready for manufacturing because they want to go into manufacturing, whether if we are ready for that. So I thought that there are many things that the president is trying to do with zeal and not properly calculating as to putting the mechanism into place to be able to effectuate it, than to just do it because you want to gain political sentiment, political dividend. I thought, in my opinion, because former president, we are leaving and he put a ban, and we saw the reaction from the rubber business, Liberian rubber business community. And that community has a huge revenue base. So I hope and pray that our president have gotten proper advice from maybe his economic advisor or whosoever advising him as regarding what it is in what he's trying to do. Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear you, Keto, quickly. 30 seconds.
You want to hear me or who?
Yeah, so let's hear your pattern statement.
Okay, so Terry, that concern is really valid, but we have to start from somewhere. I think President Weah, I think his last days, last year of his administration, I think he put a halt to unprocessed rubber leaving the country. I think it was like 2023 in the early years or something like that. I think we have to start from somewhere, and the president came and lifted it up, suspended that presidential order, and then he put it back there. I think we have to start from somewhere. We cannot continue to export our natural resources without giving it value addition. And no matter, what we do, what are the brokers and whoever, if somebody will come with money, Liberian go always say the foreigner taking over our country. So let's see Liberian rich people coming in now with machinery like how Jetty did, open rubber factory and start processing. I was just watching the video from Liberia. They got a factory now producing the old rubber, how you call this? The one that the nicest use, and the one Liberian guys then use.
The crux.
Yeah, it producing it right in Liberia. So I remember when President Weah spoke with the Firestone people, they told him say our rubber was not valued to reach the stage where we'll be producing other stuff. But the people using the same rubber not producing that's choosing Liberia. So we got to start from somewhere, because the people will always tell us we can't do this, we can't do that, and it's wrong. I think the president made a good decision, and we start looking for investors now, Liberians investors to come and invest instead of foreign investors.
Thank you so much. Okay, Moses, let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to say a couple of things, and then I'll end up with the rubber thing. I hope that we can do a show on the diaspora, on this committee, and then we want to know the purpose of their trip here, and we want to be able to discuss with their meetings of the minds, like people from Minnesota, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Philadelphia, other places, on how the diaspora can get involved in this process, and it has to be done seriously. The second thing is that I agree with Keta. Hopefully, the president has suspended the export of rubber so that they can investigate. So he's only saying we're stopping it, we're suspending it, and he didn't put a definite time on it. Hopefully, he has a team together to study what's going on, and they will come up with serious recommendation within very near future. The other that we need to really look at the issue of what you call it, the president suspending people instead of firing, and keep talking about it, and so that they can know that we don't need to what you call it, repunish these people who have been penalized or held accountable for actions against the Liberian people. So we need to define some of these activities that are going on, and make sure that once these people are terminated, it should be on the record. And it's only appropriate to do that when it comes to what you call it, human services protocol or whatnot, because the government is the highest employer in the country. And
all right. Thank you so much.
Suffered these people who have committed crimes against the Liberian people, then we're not going anywhere. We got people with brains that can come and take over.
All right, Sister Goya.
So I think everybody, the folks have said make a lot of sense, but I wanted to horn in for me. We are starting schools soon. August this year. This is Minnesota. We start in September. As a director of mathematics and sciences in Minnesota, third largest school district, we're looking at data. We're looking at schools that have performed well and schools that haven't done so well, and how can we leverage the schools that have done well to support those schools that haven't done so well, because our kids are in every school. We don't have the luxury to call one school, college graduate, and failing school and keep it open, because our kids still go there, and those kids are the future of our country. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about Liberia, and I'm thinking about how do we look at data from WIAC, and how are we creating schools in Liberia? How are we still keeping schools that we call college graduates stay open? For some people, children to still go there. I said we've already picked and decided who are supposed to be winners and who are supposed to be losers, right? And then when you look at overall, we're looking at the data from LU, the entrance, LU entrance, and why a lot of people feel it. As it turns out, the UL entrance is not even tied to the national state curriculum requirement for graduation in Liberia. So you can graduate high school in Liberia, you still will not pass LU entrance because LU entrance is not tied to the national graduation requirement. That is a problem, right? So we have to be able to tie those things together. So for me, I'm here as we are leading, we can say the white people, children, then the white people there in leading these things. We have to be thinking back about our country. How is it that the premier university in Liberia has a massive failure rate when they themselves are not tying their entrance examination requirement to a high school graduation requirement, which is what we have. A lot of people graduate in high school coming to LU. And so they are failing because those things are not tied up. And apparently it seems to be nobody's prerogative. And I think it's about time that we sit down and we study that, and we look at why is it that we have a massive failure rate in WIAC, and why is it we have even more massive failure rate from high school graduates to University of Liberia. We got people graduating with Division 2, Division 1 certificate, and can pass LU entrance simply because the LU entrance requirements are not tied to the graduation requirements. There's a lot of things need to be done, and I just want to put that in the space because I have been thinking about how I'm bringing back my teachers, I'm bringing back my principals, and I'm training them on the state standards in Minnesota. But I'm thinking back about my own country and noticing that there's no standards to train our teachers and our scholars too.
So how do those guys pass the entrance?
I'll log it again. You're doing log it again.
Some people can pay money.
It's a contradiction.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a very valid point. And that's what brought in the conversation the other day about Having schools, building schools is a good thing, but the capacity, these places must be equipped. Do we have people that are writing the textbooks that meet the standard for people to be prepared for national major exam? If these things are not there and you just build it, it boils down to the same point that we are talking here. Well, folks, that does it this evening, as usual, to the Liberal Progressive, Terry Collins, Moses Sengwe, next to Joe Biden, to Delaware guy, and the Minnesota politician. You know, if I were you, maybe you need to go to this Friday to do some praying for you, because why they kick you out from diaspora check, they check everywhere you go, they show you everywhere you go.
I'm surprised they kick me up for happy hour here.
The man said, I'm gonna kick you out, but I don't listen to his message. Oh yeah, liberal. He said that man there, the man everywhere they kick him out. So I say the thing that made you left Liberty Party 1 to Party 2, and now to Unity Party. That is the same thing too. That man stay here. I'm not kicking the man out. The man every day wants to kick out. What guys?
The man strong. So that's why they put in less strong people. Then they go intellectuals.
Little gossip. That's you can't do business with him. I got all of the party. That's why you can't saw. You know, I got everything here.
You get it. I'm that's the only man that visited my office officially. So I don't care what you thought.
He's a worse ridiculous man now more than me. Then most say, the man from Joe Biden town. So everybody he got a little ducks here on each and every one.
So the liquor tour, that liquor tour thing, we don't want the liquor tour to come on the show. So just keep it in the bus.
No mind.
The liquor tour, keep it in the bus.
Brothers, we got two political revenue that appear on the show. But I got news for the other Remy. It's a clip that pop up. When you see that clip, you laugh.
That daddy brother or that Ito worry Remy or that daddy brother.
No, not the one that can control the go out.
What how to go out? I'm gonna see. I'm ready for work tomorrow. But
these are tabula rasa and Bugatti.
So I will call you on my way to Minnesota.
Come here,
over there. The board didn't authorize the trip. What are you going for?
You come with the boat again?
Good night.
There was no called a boat chill.
All right, good night, man.
Good night, people.
Okay, the Liberal, good night. Moses, thank you so much. Keto, thank you so much. That does it this evening. Well, folks, I want to thank you so much for your time, for your evening. If this is the first time, Cummings, what's up? And I saw, who did I see here? Abel, good to have you here. Satat Dawson, good to have you here. And of course, McAvee, thank you so much for jumping in. Mr. Prince Double, the man from the Boilers Room. Mariam Bemba, thank you so much. Kennedy, thank you so much. This is what we do here. And I think there's a need for national government to revisit our diaspora stuff and things like that. You can't take, when you're meeting the community, find these densely populated Liberian community and get to the people, visit their homes, sit down with them and have a conversation one-on-one and see, and let them themselves be not just a participant, but let them be a facilitator too, so you will hear from them. You're taking people to DC, that's just another waste of resources. It's not free. Government going to spend money. And there must be a reason, unless there's a political tone that we do not know, which most likely seems to be the case. But in the interest of fairness, we will give the committee, we will reach out to them to have to be able to have a conversation with us here. We hopefully hope that when they will answer that call, they will make use of that time to maybe more engaged, informed. And that is what they're supposed to do when they're having these things. Public relations is very key into this world. Reach out. There are so many news outlets here, podcasts, programs, different stuff. You're supposed to reach out to them, but you want people to run behind you for your own good. When they gave you the joy, it is your responsibility to process, to get the information to trickle down. You don't want to do it. You want to go to DC there? What am I going there for? To just be there as a what? A participant, or am I going to be a facilitator? What is this all about? We need to know more about it. The nomenclature, the nomenclature itself does not really represent the actual diaspora. You want to go to Philadelphia, you want to go to Jersey, you want to go to Minnesota, you want to go to Des Moines, you want to go to North Dakota, you want to go to Atlanta, Georgia. They should take a tour and meet with these people, or divide it into some sort of zone that people can meet at a certain place. You go to there. It is the government. The government should be able to reach out to the people. Do not, because the people will not come. You need to go out. You want your message to reach the intended purpose, the people that it should reach. And that's the citizenship. And if you can unveil yourself to these different news outlets, it doesn't matter what sort of upside down question they're going to ask, but engage in, and then you will hear from them. You will listen to them, and that can help to put an agenda together. We just want, well, we'll wear our proposal, we'll wear our kosu, we'll go there and just have party. What next after the party? These are questions that we need to be having now, and we'll need to find a potential answer. Until then, folks, I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. By God's willing, same time, same station. The Liberal Progressive going to be here tomorrow. I will not be on with him, so rest assured his tabata going to be an endless one tomorrow. If you're having an event, you need a coverage, commercial, you're doing a business, or whatever you want to advertise it, let us know. When there's no way, we will find it out. Our team, both here and inside Liberia, provide coverage at all levels. Until then, folks, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.